So, I have had a few questions on how to be printing properly on glass. Most of you watching this, or some of you, might be very good with printing on a glass bed, and well, that's not really the case. I do get a lot of questions from my club members and some other positions where they have questions repeatedly on how to print well on glass, and while there are plenty of issues on the plain glass, mostly you need glue. Okay, you need glue for everything on plain glass, like the one on the Sunloom. But on the artillery, you get ultra base style glass, for which normally you don't need glue. Now for PTG and some specific materials, I would of course recommend glue, because sometimes they form bonds with the glass, and when you're trying to take the print off, they could break the glass. But in general, if you're printing on glass that's ultra base, you don't really need glue. If it's PLA or some other common material, you don't need glue. And if you are using glue, then you're not doing it right, or the glass is faulty, one or the other. So it's gonna be a small short video. Let's check out how we could get printing on my glass artillery Sidewinder X1. And as a bonus, we will not be printing ABS. Let's see if the artillery Sidewinder can print ABS reliably without cracking my glass, and if it does, I'll buy another one. My treat to you guys. It has Hatchbox ABS loaded onto it, and let me see if I can straighten this as much as possible for you guys. So let's see what to do. Now first of all, my place is a little dusty, and I just wiped off most of the glue from my bed because I was printing PTG for a customer right before this. But now it's only ABS. Let's see how it prints with a. Okay, so IPA, always wipe it with IPA. With glass, and honestly most beds on 3D printers, just keep wiping it with IPA. I know that you shouldn't touch it because dust from your hand or oils or any type of debris might make it get onto the glass. Now of course it's not that sensitive that it will always cause an issue, but sometimes it might, and for some sensitive material like ABS, a little bit of dust and debris might make the difference between a bent ABS print and not a bent ABS print. And there's a lot more into ABS print that could go wrong. Let's go along as I get the print started, right? So I have gotten two models into this, which is a test print. It's a very simple logo. It's my logo, and I have an order for a pre-sub painted part, so I just added a small piece. We're just going to see how it prints ABS at 240 degrees Celsius, and the bed I've set it to 90. I think that's around the limitation. I'm just going to see now. Theories are one thing, and of course science matters. Yes, there's a PTFE tube and you cannot go above 250 to 60, and yes, ABS is better. It will give you a harder print if it's in an enclosure, but for today all we're going to see is if I can print on that bed with no glue, and if I can take the print off relatively easily, and if ABS will print reliably without bending, at least for smaller pieces. I might add a fewer examples of bigger pieces on the next video, but for this one we'll check two right now very fast. So first we're going to level the bed. On the options of the artillery, now for leveling the bed, we're going to go, here's the main menu. I'm sorry for the focus. So we're going to go for tools, and then we're going to go to level. After we press level, we'll hit first, and I have a sheet of paper with me. So as we hit first I'm gonna get the paper down there. As I can see, it is very hard. Now I've already done something wrong. I haven't heated up before leveling. See, right now I think it's already very level, but PTG ABS, also PTG, is going to be printing at higher temperatures. So it's always best to heat up your hot end and your bed at those temperatures first. So I'm going to put it to 240 for my hot end, and for my bed I'm going to put it to 80. 80 should be fine. So let's wait for them to heat up. Now that the heating is done, let's go back to leveling again. So it will do the motion. It will come back here. As you can see, I can feel it brushing against the hot end. I would say that that side is pretty level. For ABS, you kind of wanted a little bit of smush because it just prints better that way. It needs the addition. Look at my. Okay, as you can see, it's a slightly tighter there, but I'm happy with it. I don't really mind. So let's go to the fourth one. I'm only showing one side of this, but I think you guys get the idea. You guys probably have seen people leveling all day long. Okay, that feels perfect. Let's go to the last one. A little bit loose down there. Okay, see, this is why you level it a little more. This might be because the bed is not plain, or this might be because it doesn't really translate well. So you just go back to first leveling. Always keep leveling. So I'll tighten this a little bit more, just so that the center is tightened more, because remember, it's going to start printing at the center, and you need that to be closest. You need the leveling perfect there, rather than the edges where the print is actually not gonna be, but the leveling in the edges is going to determine whether the leveling there is gonna be good. So just repeat the process a good 1-2 times. You need that. Okay, see that feels good. That feels very good. Okay, let's get it started then. I'm gonna do my logo first. Let's go there. Okay. Now yes, I do think it should have been a little bit more closer to the bed, but so far it's going well. Let's hope this print succeeds. As you can see, it has failed. So before we can determine how to get the printer having perfect prints, we have to get that to stick. Now, you know why it has failed? So let's show it to the camera. Well, as you can see, first of all, it's warping, meaning there is not constant temperature. Second of all, it's glass. So now we're going to do a few steps to make it perfect. Number one, we're going to wipe that bed clean with IPA once again. And number two is we're going to add glue to it, right? After that, we're going to not have the cooling fan either at 50% or at 0. I'm going to go straight to 0. I'm going to have no cooling fan there. And we're going to increase the bed temperature from 90 to 100. Now it might not reach 100 entirely, but we have to have our best shot here, right? We need ABS to print perfectly, as close to as possible, without an enclosure. And after that, we're going to see the print, and based on the print, we're going to determine if there are any quality errors we need to fix, as this has been showing some over the past couple of days, but that's what owning an FDM printer means. So let's get to it. So I've added some glue and I've had the setting back to 0% cooling on the new print, and I have gotten all the requirements. So let's see if the new one has similar issues. Okay, so the print finished. That was an hour and 6 minutes at 60 millimeter per second. Generally you should let it cool when it does bed like this. I would say seems clean-ish, but there's some layer Z banding that I was hoping to get rid of. Okay, so let's see. You see? Look at that. It's pretty clean-ish, but you see that Z banding? You can see the layers. You shouldn't see them. See? It's still pretty good, I would say. But I guess let's figure out what to do. But it printed. It finished. On another video, which should be soon, I'm going to show you how to fix all these other errors. For now, we printed ABS on the Sidewinder X1 on a glass bed.